Good evening, everyone. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you back to another exciting season of Inside Pitch. This is opening day 1976, the season that you guys chose from in our season selection show. Opening day is here at Riverfront Stadium for today's game between the 1985 World Series champion Houston Astros against the 1975 World Series champion Cincinnati Reds. Tribe Fan 879 is our first through here at Riverfront Stadium for tonight's game here at opening day. The Cincinnati Reds have received their rings from the 1975 World Series season. They have gotten their rings. The Astros, well, some of their players will be getting rings throughout this year because of winning my 1985 World Series. And we'll keep track of those guys who get those rings. Jack Dawson is here at Riverfront Stadium for tonight's opening game. It is time to play baseball once again. My break is over. It's time to get back. And 1976 is the season you guys selected. And it will be tonight's start. And it should be lots of fun. The rules are very simple of the season. We play as played lineups. I play one game per 2 days of baseball, which allows us to get through the regular season in about 90 days, in about 90 real-time days. We play, as I said, we play the as played lineups. There will be the 1976 All-Star game. I will have that game utilizing the rosters from that game. And in 1976, the All-Star game was held at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia to commemorate the 200th anniversary of America for that year. The games will go through the 10-minute ticker is utilized by FastScore, and as I said, we play 2 days per one. So this game, Houston-Cincinnati, is 0408, and then we roll for 0408 and 0409, and so on. And of course, we play every other day of the baseball season until we get to 2 weeks left in the regular season, because then we know playoff positions may be up. And then we will play one game per day of the final 2 weeks of the regular season. There were 24 teams in 1976. It was the last year before the Mariners and the Blue Jays were born. The top 3 teams in each division will make the playoffs. It follows the same way I've been doing it all the way. There will be a wild card game, a wild card series, 2 division series, 1 championship series, and 1 World Series. Okay, I've stopped boring you now with the details of what the 76 season will hold. This was a pretty good season. I looked through the teams, and there were some excellent ones going on, but let's see what we got. Brandon Baker joins us here. Reds baseball is on the air, and D. Shrek says 70s baseball is back. It's time to play Inside Pitch. In my opinion, the most exciting tabletop game you can play. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds on opening day was Gary Nolan. 15 wins, 9 losses, a 3.46 ERA. You know, the 76 Reds had the best lineup in baseball that year, no doubt about it. Their pitching was kind of meh. They were actually in the bottom half of the league in pitching. The Reds won it all, though, with that lineup that they have, and you'll see a lot of that lineup in opening day. Fans here at Riverfront are ready. They know it's a fresh new season. We're ready to play some baseball. Let's get underway. Leading off for the Houston Astros will be left fielder Wilbur Howard. Howard batted .220 that year in 1976. We are all set to go. Fans on their feet. The fighters have flown over the stadium. Here we go. 1976 baseball is underway. And it starts with a strikeout possibility. That is a 10. And Wilbur Howard against the righty, he struck him out. Riverfront Stadium adds 1 to strikeouts and 1 to walks. And he starts off, Gary Nolan strikes out Howard, 1 down. Next batter will be third baseman Enos Cabell. Cabell batted .273 that year in 76. Nolan with the pitch. And that is a 6-4, and that is a home run question mark. Cabell's a righty. A 1-8 would be a home run chance. That's a 7. It passes. The only way Cabell can hit a home run is against the righties on a 2. So a 1-2, this is out of here. That's way too high with the 11. He does get to swing. 6-5, star 4, he grounds out to short. That is out number 2. And that will bring up center fielder Cesar Cedeno, who was on the Reds and the Cardinals in 85. Now he finds himself on the Astros back 9 years earlier. Nolan with the pitch. 5-4, range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium says 1-1. That's a base hit to right field, but it's a range play. Griffey is out there, though. Amazing with the Yankees, his range is a 1. With the his range is a 5. With the Reds, his range is a 1. And he makes the catch. Holy cow, he rolls a 1, and he needed a 1, and he got it. It's a fly out to right. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Reds as the Astros go down in order. Great play by Ken Griffey. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Houston Astros, the legendary J.R. Richard. 20 wins, 15 losses, .275 ERA. Only one of about 20 pitchers that had ERAs under 3 that year. He was dominant. But the Reds have that great lineup. Bottom of the first, leading off for the Reds, third baseman Pete Rose. Rose batted .323 that year in 76, 10 homers. Richard with the pitch, 4-2. That's a blank. He's not tired. Rose will swing 4-1, and he grounds it to short. That's the first out. That brings up right fielder Ken Griffey, who was on the Yankees in 85. Now he finds himself back on the Reds in 76. Griffey, great hitter, .336 average, 6 homers. This Reds lineup was stacked. 1-4, that's a range play. Griffey will swing 4-5. That's a base hit to center field. Cesar Cedeno's range is a 3. Does he make a great play? No, he does not. That's going to be a single. That's a base hit for Griffey, and Griffey gets the first base hit of the season, of my inside pitch season. Griffey goes to first. That will bring up second baseman Joe Morgan. May he rest in peace. .320 average, 27 homers, 111 RBIs. Morgan was also a thief with 60 stolen bases. Oh boy, what a player he was. Check the strat, see if anything happening. That is a 3. Griffey, yes, he's got a good chance to steal. A 15, a +1 here makes it a 4. So yes, Griffey's going to steal. 15 + 2 is 17. Catcher is Cliff Johnson. +2 is a 19. The only way Griffey's out is on a 20. And he's safe. He gets that 15 and he will steal. He will steal second base. Now we'll try. Now that takes away the double play. Let's see if there's another play there. No, not this time. Richard will pitch. Richard 3-6. Range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium says 6-4. That's a base hit to left, but it's a range play. Wilbur Howard is there. His range is a 3. Does he make a play out there? Yes, he does. He takes away a hit. So that's going to be a fly out to left. That's out number 2. And Griffey will stay where he's at. And that brings up one of the best catchers in baseball history, Mr. Johnny Bench. Although he did not have that great a year in 76, only batted .234 with 16 homers. He still drove in 74 runs, but not one of Bench's better years. Griffey on its second. We will roll to see if there is a strat. 19-0. Richard will go ahead and pitch. That's a 4-3. Again with the range play. Bench will swing 3-4. And against a righty, that's a single pass short, but it's a range play. It goes to Roger Metzger. His range is a 4. The infield is normal. Does he make the play? Yes, he does. He's got it. Throws to first, side retired. No runs and a hit for the Reds after 1, no score. You're watching opening day 1976, the 1985 World Series champion Houston Astros against the 1975 World Series champion Cincinnati Reds, as Bears Den 007 joins us at the park at Riverfront Stadium. They're stopping play for a moment, and they're allowing Jose Cruz to come to the plate. Jose Cruz is not in the starting lineup. Jose Cruz is coming to the plate, and out comes me, the commissioner of this Inside Pitch League, and I hereby give Jose Cruz a World Series championship ring. He is the only player on the 76 Astros to get a World Series championship ring from 1985. So, Jose Cruz, I hereby give you a ring. He looks at me like I'm crazy, but he takes it. It fits him perfectly, and he goes back to the dugout. He's the only Astro player on this team that will win that series in 1985. Now we go to the top of the second, leading off for the Astros first baseman Bob Watson. Watson, .313 hitter, had a good year that year. 16 homers, 102 RBIs. Watson had a very good season. Sports Time Machine joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Utah Mike is in the house. Nolan with the pitch. 1-6. That's a blank. He's not tired. Watson will swing. 4-1. Base hit to center field. Watson leads off with a single. He'll trot down to first, and that will bring up the catcher, Cliff Johnson. Johnson, .226 average, 10 homers for the Astros that year. Infield is halfway. Check to see if there's anything happening on the strat. And Nolan picks it up, throws to first for a pickoff. No, barely gets back as Watson. A 2-3 would have gotten him. That's a 4. Watson gets back. Using red and white dice for the home team, as the Reds are red and white. Nolan with the pitch. 6-1, hit by pitch, 20 way out of the park. Johnson will swing 2-3. That's a fly ball to left field. And that is out number 1. Next batter is the right fielder, Greg Gross. Batted .286 that year in 76. Checking again a strat, nothing happening. Nolan will pitch. That's a 5-3 against the lefty. Strikeout, 14 is high. Gross will swing 3-6, and he pops out to second. And that is out number 2. Now the infield goes back to normal. That brings up the second baseman, Larry Milburn. Milburn, .248 average, had no homers in 76. Only had 145 at-bats, so he really wasn't the main starting first baseman for the Astros that year. And I should still roll the strat. Strat roll says a 7, nothing happening. Nolan will pitch. 3-1, strikeout, 7, too high. Riverfront Stadium adds only 1 to strikeouts and walks. Milburn will swing. 2-2 against a righty. He flies out to center, and that will end the inning. So the base hit goes for naught. No runs and a hit for the Astros. Leading off for the Reds, first baseman Tony Perez. Geez, this lineup is a Hall of Fame lineup. The Reds have in 76. They're going to be a very tough out. They should be in the playoffs, no matter what FastScore says. Richard will pitch. That's a 6-6. That's a wild pitch. Ball 1. Richard again. 3-3 against the righty. Strikeout plus. That will get Perez. Struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for Richard. He had 214 of them in 76. That is out number 1. Next batter is the left fielder, George Foster. Of course, he was on the Mets in 85. Now he's back with the Reds in 76. What a year. 306 average, 29 home runs, 121 runs batted in. I can see why the Reds fans love the 75 and the 76 team. Richard will pitch. 4-4. Error on a throw. Foster will swing. 4-2. Star 3. That's a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Cabell. Cabell's error rating is a 9. That's a 19. He won't make the error. He throws to first, out number 2. Two away, and that will bring up the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. 281 average, 9 homers, but a heck of a shortstop. He has a range of 5. He is very hard to get the ball past. Richard Wills pitch it away, 2-5. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium will say 3-3. Star 6, and he flies out to right. And Richard's off to a good start. A 1-2-3 inning for him. No score after 2. Historically, the Reds won this game 11-5. The Astros committed 4 errors in this game, a total of 26 hits. Historically on this game. Top of the third, leading off for the Astros, shortstop Roger Metzger, 210 average, 29 RBIs that year. The Astros weren't that bad. They were kind of average. An average team. They got a chance to make the playoffs depending on how things go. Nolan with the pitch. 3-1. Strikeout 5. Got him. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Gary Nolan. He had 113 of them in 76. Not a strikeout pitcher, really. Speaking of pitchers, here is the pitcher for the Astros. J.R. Richard. He batted 140 as a pitcher in 76. Nolan's pitch, 4-4. That's an error chance. Richard will swing, 1-3. And that is a base hit past short. Is that going to be an error? That's hit to Concepcion. His error rating is a 9. That's a 10. It won't be an error, but Richard gets himself a single. Base hit for the pitcher. Richard will hold it first. Straight single by Richard, and now we'll see Howard. Howard 0 for 1. Infield halfway. No chance of a steal, but there could be a pickoff chance, and there's none. Badger and Burnmouth fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Gary Nolan will pitch. 5-6. That's against the switch hitter left. That's a strikeout chance. The 18 is high. Howard will swing. 1-4. Line out to third. Is there going to be a pick? Is there going to be a double play? The only way they get Richard out is on a 1. No, Richard gets back, and there are 2 outs. 2 men down, and that will bring up Enos Cabell. Cabell is 0 for 1. Checking to see if a strata roll is on. Nothing happening. Nolan will pitch. And that is a 1-4. That's a blank. Cabell will swing. 3-6 against the righty. Base hit past third. That's a single. Richard's base running rating's a 2, becomes a 3 with 2 outs. There's no way he's going to make third base, so Richard will hold at second. Cabell gets himself a single and moves a runner over. And that will bring up Cedeno. Cedeno is 0 for 1. Steeler fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. The Astro fan, who I know he is extremely happy to see his Astros on the board and celebrating a 1985 World Series title. Nolan, we'll see if there's anything on the strat, and there is none. Nolan will pitch. 2-2, range play. Cedeno will swing. 5-6, that's a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Rose. Rose's range is a 3. No, we can't get it. Is that going to be a single or a double? That's going to be a single for Cedeno. Will it score Richard? Richard's base running rating is a 2. With 2 outs becomes a 3. It becomes a single past third, so that actually becomes a single 7. So to get from home, +1 is a 4. And the left fielder is Foster, -1. A 1-3. Richard scores. 4-5, he holds a 6. Somebody's out. It is a 3. Richard will score. Richard comes in to score with a die roll of a 5. Cabell, his base running rating 4 is a 5. With a 5, he will make it. He will make it to third. Cedeno holds it first, and the Astros score the first run of this season and take a 1-0 lead. An RBI single by Cesar Cedeno. And that will bring up Bob Watson. Watson is 1 for 1. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Checking on a Strat. Strat says a 4. And there will be, Cedeno could try to steal here. He has a 9. Cabell's not going anywhere. Bob Watson, 313 hitter. You know what? I'm going to let Watson hit. Although Cedeno's got a very good chance. 16 plus 1 is 17. Bench minus 1 is a 16. Be an 80% chance for him to steal. I'll let Watson swing away. Runners at the corners. Nolan will pitch. And that is a 4-6. That's an error on a grounder. Watson will swing 2-6. And against a righty, it is a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Rose. His error rating is a 6. But that's a 10. He's got it. He'll go ahead and throw to first to get Watson and end the inning. 1 run for the Astros on 3 hits. And we go to the bottom of the third. Opening day baseball here at Riverfront Stadium. I know a lot of you were kind of missing me being gone for several weeks. Good time to rest the voice. Bottom of the third. Leading off for the Reds, center fielder Cesar Geronimo, 307 average, 49 home runs. This team could hit. Richard will pitch. And that's a 2-2. Walk plus, that 5 will do it no problem. And he walks Geronimo. So he walks the leadoff batter. First walk given up by Richard. And that will bring up the pitcher, Gary Nolan. A new rule I instituted pretty much really for pitchers that bat. I can call an automatic I can call a bunt even if the strat roll does not allow it. I was sick and tired of not calling of pitchers not bunting when they should. I'll check to see if the strat is on. That is a 9, but I'm going to call the bunt. So they're going to bunt with Gary Nolan, try to move Geronimo over to second. First, we see if Richard makes the pitch. And that is a 6-3, and that is a strikeout possibility, but it's halved. So against a righty, 30 plus 1 is 31, divided by 2, of course, is 15.5. Run that down to 15. That is a 14, even though Nolan tried to bunt, he still strikes out. He still strikes out. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Richard, and that's out number 1. Nolan probably bunted it foul, and that would do it there. Now the batter is Pete Rose. Infield is still halfway. Check to see if there's a strat. That is 11. No. Richard will pitch. Rose will not bunt. 1-5. That's an automatic out. Star 4. It's going to be a fly out to left. And that is out number 2. Infield will move back. And now we'll see Ken Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 1. Singled his first time up. Geronimo on it first. Check the strat. That is a 12. Nothing happening. Richard will pitch it away. 2-3. Home run question mark. Griffey a lefty. A 1-17. That's a 6. It passes. Griffey against the righties a 6. A 1-6, Griffey gives the Reds the lead. It is gone. Home run, Ken Griffey. That ball is high, deep, gone. Goodbye. Griffey starts the season off 2 for 2, and he hits his first home run of the year. A big blast by Ken Griffey, and the Reds take the lead 2-1. 2-run jack by Griffey. Richard pitches Griffey a meatball, and he turns it into lasagna. J.R. Richards slams his glove down on the mound, but he knows it's only opening day, but a big home run by Griffey. Here's Joe Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Section 1933 groans. Richard will pitch to Morgan. That's a 5-2. Error on a grounder. Morgan will swing 2-3. Base hit to center field. That's a single. Cedeno's error rating is a 4. That's a 3. He's going to put it out there in center field. That's going to be an error. That's an automatic extra base for Morgan. It's a single. His base running rating is a 3. Center fielder Cedeno -1 is a 2. A 1-2, Morgan will take third. He does not. He stays at second. So that is a single and an error. That is an E8, which puts Morgan on second. That is the first error on the Astros. So the Astros got off to a good start. Now all of a sudden the Reds are starting to hit, and that will bring up the dangerous bench. Bench is 0 for 1. Runner on second with 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Reds. Checking on the strat. And that is a 1. Morgan definitely can steal third if he wants to, but with 2 outs, I think he would stay. A base hit will score him anyway, probably. Richard will pitch to bench. And that's a 6-5. That's another possible error. Bench will go ahead and swing 6-4, and that's a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Cabell. His error rating is a 9, but that's a 16. He's got it. Throws to first, side retired. 2 runs for the Reds on two hits, a walk and an error. After 3, Reds lead 2-1. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Leading off for the Astros will be Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 1. 2-1 Reds here. Opening day, 1976. Nolan will pitch. 2-2, range play. Johnson will swing 6-2. That's a base hit to center field, but it's a range play. Geronimo is out there. His range is a 2. Nope, that's going to be a base hit. It's going to be a single. That's a single for Johnson. He hits it way out of range of Geronimo, and Johnson will hold it first. Next batter will be Gross. Gross is 0 for 1. Infield halfway. Check to see if anything on the strat. Nothing there. Nolan will pitch. That's a 5-3. Against the lefty, strikeout. 16 is high. Gross will swing. 1-5. He grounds it right back to Nolan. Double play rating 2. Nothing from there in Nolan, but when you ground it back to the pitcher, it's an automatic +1. 3, 4. Gross is hitting from the left side, so the shortstop is pivot, which is Concepcion, and he has a -1 pivot arm. So a 1-3, they turn the double play. Nope, that's going to be an advance. So Johnson will get to second. It was a Baltimore chop in front of the plate. Nolan had to get it on the hop and threw to first. It was the only play he had. So Gross is out. But Johnson moves to second on the 6. And that will bring up Larry Milburn. Milburn is 0 for 1. Johnson now on at second base. Nothing on the strat. Nolan with the pitch. 1-1. Again with the range play. Milburn will pitch. Will swing 4-6. Against the righty. That's a ground ball to third. That's it to Rose. His range is a 3. This time he gets it, and he will throw to first to get out number 2. Johnson's base running rating is a 1. The only way he can get to third is on a 6. And he does make it to third. So obviously it was a slow rolling grounder and allowed Johnson to go to third base. So now the tying run 90 feet away, and the batter is Roger Metzger. Metzger struck out his first time up. Kevin Hayes joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Checking on the strat. And that is a 13-0 there. Nolan will pitch. 4-5. That's a walk. That 4. Yes, that is a walk. And he walks Metzger. And now they got runners at the corners. First walk issued by Nolan. And that does bring up J.R. Richard. Richard did single his first time up. He's 1 for 1. That's early. They're going to let him bat. This is 1970s baseball. We don't pull pitchers that quickly here. They'll see if Richard can get a hit. Runners at first and third. Checking on the strat. 17, nothing happening. Nolan will pitch. That's a 2-2. Range play. A range play could give Richard a hit. And that one didn't make the strat. Sewer dice. I'll re-roll. 2-5. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. But it's a range play. It's at the Griffey. His range is a 1. No! Is it a single or a double? It's going to be a base hit for J.R. Richard. It's a single. Richard is 2 for 2. Johnson comes in to score. Metzger's base running rating is a 2. With 2 outs is a 3. Single to right. To get the third plus 2 is a 5. Griffey plus 1 is a 6. There is no throw. Metzger automatically makes third. And we're tied at 2. Section 1933, cheers. Yay! Runners at the corners as Richard is now 2 for 2 on Gary Nolan. They're going to talk to him for a minute, say, hey, look, you should be able to get the pitcher out, you know. And the next batter will be Howard. Howard is 0 for 2 with 2 outs here, top of the 4th. They will check the strat, see if anything happening, a 14-0. Nolan with the pitch, 4-4. That's a possible error. Howard will swing. 4-3. Fly ball to left. The ball is hit to Foster. His error rating is a 1. That's an 8. He'll make the catch. Inning over. The Astros get 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Opening day baseball. Every team in this 1976 season believes it could be their year. Even though, of course, we know which teams already, in hindsight, we know which teams were good or bad. But you never know how these dice can roll. Bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the Reds will be Tony Perez. He's 0 for 1. Richard will pitch. And that's a 4-6. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium says 4-2. That's a blank. We have our first rare play of this season. It's an even number, which means we're using the season ticket baseball rare play machine. And that also means we got to use a special set of dice. So we use 2d10 and the red dice. So let's see what the rare play is. And that is a 524. And I'll get the rare play sheet so you guys can read it. 5-5-2-4. Hard line drive back up the middle. Hits the pitcher. Batter is safe at first and all runners advance 1 base. Pitcher is injured. Roll on line drive injury table. Okay, now, we're of course not using season ticket baseball system. I will roll on the injury table for inside pitch. Question is he says he is injured. We'll find out how badly he's hurt. His injury rating was a 0 that year, so let's find out. I do not play injuries throughout the season. I have game injuries, but we're playing as played lineups. So on the injury chart, it's a 0, so we're there. So we'll see what happens here. A 1 to 3, he's fine. It's a 1, he's okay. He's a baseball player. He said, I can shake it off, I'm fine. But it is a base hit for Tony Perez, so it is a single. So Tony Perez does get a base hit. And he will hold at He'll hold at first base, and Richard says he's fine, let me pitch. That'll bring up George Foster. Perez on at first, infield halfway. Let's see if anything happening. Nothing there. Richard will go ahead and pitch, and that's a 1-5. That's an automatic out. It's going to be a star 5 and a fly out to center. And Perez will stay at first. Here's Concepcion. Concepcion 0 for 1. Nothing on the strat. No, maybe yes. Perez is a 2, plus 1 is a 3. 13 plus 2 is 15. Johnson plus 2 is 17. Yeah, a 1 to 17. Perez steals second. He's safe by a mile. Perez steals second base. Now we'll re-roll the strat this time, and the only way he can try to steal third would be on a 1. And not happening. And no hit and run with runners on second. Now the infield is back. Richard will pitch. 2-6. That's a blank. Concepcion swings. 2-2. That's a ball hit to left field. That is an 18. Against a righty, it's going to be too high, and that's just going to be a fly out to left. And Perez will hold at second. 2 men down. Here's Cesar Geronimo. He is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. Oh, Perez did have 10 stolen bases that year. Checking on the strat. That is a 20. Perez, Richard turns around, fires to second. Safe. Richard will now pitch. 3-4 against the lefty walk chance. That 13 is too high. Geronimo will swing. 3-5, and it's a ball hit to center field. That's a 7. Against a righty, it's a single for Cesar Geronimo. It's a base hit. Will it score Perez? Base running rating 2. 2 outs is 3. Single to center. Plus 2 is a 5. Cedeno minus 1 is a 4. A 1 to 4, Perez will score. A 5, he holds. A 6-2 to 5, he is out. And he scores. Perez comes through with the score. Geronimo holds at first base. RBI single. As the stolen base does help the Reds, and it is now 3-2. RBI single by Geronimo, and that will bring up Gary Nolan. Nolan will bat. 2 outs, 3-2 lead now, bottom of the 4th. Checking a strat, 19, nothing happening there. Richard will pitch, 1-5. Again, that's an automatic out. It's going to be a star 4, a fly out to left, and the inning ends. 1 run for the Reds on 2 hits. After 4, Reds lead 3-2 here on opening day 1976. You could just check the score. You should be able to read my stream there, Badger, pretty well. You can look at the cards. The stats of some of these players were on the cards. Richard had a 2.75 ERA in 1976. Badger, he had an ERA of 2.75. He was one of only 20 pitchers that had ERAs under 20 that year. Under 3. Top of the 5th inning, here's Enos Cabell leading off for the Astros. Cabell is 1 for 2. Nolan with the pitch, 6-4. Home run question mark. Cabell a righty, a 1 to 8. The 11 is too high. Cabell will swing though, 6-5. Star 4, he grounds it to short. Out number 1, that brings up Cedeno. Cedeno is 1 for 2. Singled his first time up. Nolan with the pitch. 6-5, strikeout, 14 is high. Cedeno will swing. 3-4, star 6, he flies out to center. 2 down. And now here's Bob Watson. Watson is 1 for 2. Nolan with the pitch. 5-3. Against the righty, it's a blank. Watson will swing. 4-4. Ground out to second. And a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan. Halfway through the game, 3-2 Reds. Opening day night brought to you by All the President's Men in theaters April 4th. Yes! And what a great movie that was, by the way. Actually, now that's a classic. That movie is that movie was awesome. Baseball Demos joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. I didn't see you. You snuck in the back way there, Dave. Bottom of the 5th, here is Charlie Hustle. Hustle is 0 for 2. Richard with the pitch. 6-1. Hit by pitch. That 18 is way out of the park. Pete Rose will swing. 6-2. Star 3. He grounds it to third. Out number 1. Mike Martin joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Yes, I know. I'm glad. Trust me, I needed the break. Ken Griffey is the batter. Griffey is 2 for 2 today. A single and a 2-run jack. Richard will go ahead and pitch. Got to be careful with him. 2-4. Walk plus. That 11. Yep, that'll walk him and no problem. Griffey trots down to first. Third time in the game that Griffey is on base. That will bring up Joe Morgan. Morgan is 1 for 2. Has a single and got an extra base on an error. Infield is halfway. We will check the strat. That is a 12. Nothing happening there. Richard will pitch. 2-2. Walk plus again. That 18. Yep, that's going to do it. Morgan walked 22 against right-handed pitching. Wow, that's a walk. So now the Reds are in business. Runners at first and second, and that is the third walk given up by Richard. And that will bring up Mr. Johnny Bench. Bench is 0 for 2. Infield still halfway. We'll check the strat, see if anything happening. That is an 18, no. Richard will pitch to Bench. And that is a 5-5 against the righty. Strikeout, 9, got him. Struck him out. Strikes out Bench, and that is the third strikeout for Richard. 2 outs. Here's Tony Perez. Perez is 1 for 2. Runners at first and second. We'll check the strat. That is a 20. Richard turns around, fires to second, and Griffey's safe. Now Richard will go ahead and pitch to Perez. That's a 5-6. Walk. 1. Yep, easily. That is 4 wide ones, and the bases are loaded. The fourth walk issued by Richard. Third walk in this inning. And now the batter is the very dangerous George Foster. He had 29 home runs in 76. Bases loaded. Fans at Riverfront would love to see their 75 champion Reds get on the starting path to a 76 title. Of course, we all know what happened, but let's see what Inside Pitch and FastScore has to bring us for this season. Bases loaded. Richard will pitch to Foster. It doesn't matter who pitches to him, really. No matter what hand, it really doesn't matter. We will check the strat. 12, nothing. Richard looking in. Here's the pitch. 3-5. Strikeout 9. Got him. Struck him out. And that ends the inning. Strikeout number 4 for Richard. And he gets him. No runs. There were no hits. All 3 walks. And at the end of 5, it is 3-2 Reds. I think J.R. Richard reared back for a little something extra on that pitch. Top of the sixth coming up. And here's Cliff Johnson leading off for the Astros. Johnson is 1 for 2. Nolan can pitch to 28 batters. He's still pretty strong. Richard can pitch to 31. He still got some strength, but we'll see what happens here as we're now approaching the later innings. Nolan will pitch to Johnson. And that is a 5-1. Strikeout, 19 too high. Johnson will swing. 3-2. He pops out to second base. That's the first out. That will bring up Greg Gross. Gross is 0 for 2. Nolan with the pitch. 1-1 range play. Gross will take a swing. 2-1. Fly ball to right field. That's it to Griffey again. His range is a 1. He won't get it, and that's going to be a single for Gross. That's a base hit. Ken Griffey on the 85 Yankees had a range of 5. On the 76 Reds, he has a range of 1. But then again, of course, Griffey was a lot younger, was still really just getting in there right then and there. He was really just approaching his prime. Gross on it first, the tying run on base. Here's Milburn. Milburn is 0 for 2. Infield halfway. Check the strat. That's a 10. Nothing happening there. Nolan will pitch. That's a 3-3 against the switch hitter left. Strikeout chance. The 15 is too high. Milburn will swing. 2-2. And against the righty, he flies out to center. That is out number 2. And now here's Metzger. Infield goes back. 5 runs in this game, and historically there were 16 in this first game played on April 8th, 76. 17, nothing happening on the strat. Nolan will go ahead and pitch. 1-6. That's a blank. He's not tired. Metzger will swing. 5-2. And he flies out to right, and the inning ends there. No runs and a hit for the Astros. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Dave Concepcion leads off for the Reds. Richard is due to bat first in the 7th inning. We'll see if I let him go. But Richard, though, he pitched 291 innings that year. Richard was a workhorse. Before, of course, what happened with his illness with J.R. Richard taking him out of baseball. J.R. Richard was on his way to being one of the great ones, and that is the truth. And he still is, and I still put him in the Hall of the Very Good right now. Richard will pitch. 1-2, strikeout 8 against a righty. Got him. Concepcion is 7, but +1 from Riverfront Stadium's an 8. He got him. Strikeout number 5 for Richard. Next batter is Cesar Geronimo. He is 1 for 1. Singled his last time up. Richard, 3-1. Strikeout 10. Got him. Struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for JR. And now here's Gary Nolan. Nolan will bat. Nolan will bat, or will he? 28. Let me see here. Nolan, 28. Pitched to 28, and he's pitched to 26 batters. Do I want to? If there was runners on base, yes. Do I take out Gary Nolan now? I'm going to let him. I'm going to keep him in there. Richard will pitch. 1-1, strikeout 9, got him, and that is good morning, good afternoon, good night. Richard strikes out the side. A 1-2-3 struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. After 6, 3-2 Reds. We go to the top of the 7th. J.R. Richard due to bat. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Riverfront Stadium for opening day here of between the Astros and the Reds. Let's see here. J.R. Richard, do I let him pitch? You're down by a run. You're down by a run. He could still pitch to a few more batters. But in the Astros case, I will take him out because you need offense. Although J.R. Richard is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. The strategy of National League Baseball. Richard's pitching well, but he's only got about 5 more pitches to go before he gets tired. That's going to be it for J.R. Richard. He is coming out. I'm going to yank him out of there. I'm going to yank him out of there. Give me a moment here. And the Astros will go to a pinch hitter. And it has to be the pinch hitter since it's still the 7th inning, has to be the most at bats, and that is, believe it or not, Jose Cruz. So Cruz is going to come up to pinch hit for J.R. Richard, who actually leaves with a loss. So Jose Cruz will go up against Gary Nolan. Cruz, of course, we see is the only player on this Astros roster that actually receives a ring for winning the '85 World Series. Nolan will pitch. That's a 3-4. It's a blank. Cruz will swing 5-2, and he grounds it to first. That is out number 1, and that will bring up Wilbur Howard. Howard is 0 for 3. Nolan with the pitch, 3-1, strikeout, 6. Got him, struck him out. He gets him out there. That is strikeout number 3 for Nolan, 2 down. And now a chance for Enos Cabell. Cabell is 1 for 3. Of course, Cabell was on the Yankees that year in 1985. No runs and a hit for the Astros. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. The Reds lead 3-2. Senior, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. This is, of course, our first game of the 1976 regular season. And we got more exciting baseball coming up tomorrow night. We will be at Milwaukee County Stadium. It will be the New York Yankees taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Ed Figueroa goes up against Bill Travers. That is tomorrow night's game on Inside Pitch. And, of course, we have the 10-minute tick, the return of the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball of Replay Sports. So I hope you guys will stay for that, of course. So remember tomorrow, Yankees and the Brewers. I know everybody in the chat is a Yankees fan, aren't you guys? I don't think I can't wait to see the comments from that. Bottom of the 7th inning, leading off for the Reds is going to be Pete Rose. Charlie Hustles. They got a switch and 2 lefties coming up. Astros are going to go to the pen. Let's see who I want to go with here. Let's see. Who do I want to go with? This is where things get a little dicey. Oh, geez. I want to bring in a lefty, but I really don't think he would. He only had 6 relief appearances. Ugh. All right. In that case, I'm going to go with the pitcher with the most. And I believe that is Ken Forsch, although it's not a save situation. Who else can I bring in here? And who did a bat? No, I'd rather not bring him in. All right, so he's available. I'm going to use him. Coming on to pitch for the Astros is going to be Mike Cosgrove. 3 wins, 4 losses, a 5.52 ERA. Mike Cosgrove will pitch to Pete Rose. The Astro bullpen is meh. Really not that good besides with Force in there. So they're going to bring in the lefty to pitch to Pete Rose. So bottom of the 7th, 3-2 Reds. Another movie that came out in April 7th, The Bad News Bears. Mike Cosgrove will pitch. That's a 4-3. That's a double question mark. Rose switch hitting from the right side. A 1-16's a base hit, and that's exactly what it is. Single for Rose. Charlie Hustle gets his first hit of the season. He's now 1 for 4. And now that will bring up the dangerous Ken Griffey. Griffey is 2 for 2, a single, a homer, and he walked his last time up. Rose on it first. Let's see if there's anything on the strat. That's a 20. Cosgrove does throw to first and safe. Now Cosgrove will pitch to Griffey. Pitch from Cosgrove, 2-1. Range play. Griffey will swing, 3-5. Ground ball, second base. The ball is hit to Milburn. His range is a 3, but with the infield halfway, his range is a 2. No, it's going to get by him. It's going to be a single for Ken Griffey. Griffey is 3 for 3. Rose's base running rating is a 3, and he will get to third on a single past second, as Milburn could not make the play. So it's a base hit for Griffey, and Griffey is having a great opening night. 3 for 3 tonight, and now runners in the corners and nobody out. And now the batter is Joe Morgan. The Astros are going to call the infield in, try to prevent any runs from coming in. Morgan is 1 for 2. I will check the strat. The strat roll still on. 12, nothing happening. Cosgrove will pitch to Morgan. That's a 2-1. Again a range play. Morgan will swing, 4-4. It's a base hit to second base, but this is a range play, so now Milburn's got a chance to take a hit away. It's a single 4. It's a single 4, but the infield is in. His range is a 3, but with the infield in, his range is a 1. No! Base hit for Morgan, gets past him. Single past second. Rose comes in to score. Griffey's base running rating is a 4. He will make third on the single past second. Morgan holds it first. 4-2 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! Section 1933 groans. MP Fox joins us here at Riverfront Stadium for opening day. Well, that's going to be it for Cosgrove as he comes in and gives up 3 clean base hits. And now the batter is Johnny Bench. And now the Astros are going to bring in their pretty much really the pitcher maybe I should have brought in, and that's Ken Forsch. 4 wins, 3 losses, 19 saves, a 2.15 ERA. May the force be with you. So Ken Forsch will come in. Runners at the corners, still nobody out. And they're going to play the infield halfway. I think that playing the infield in might not make any difference here. Well, you know what? No, we'll play the infield in. But now it's 4-2 Reds. Strat roll still going on. That's a 9, nothing happening. Force will pitch. And that's a 4-3. Strikeout 1. Got him. He struck out Johnny Bench. That's a big strikeout. Strikeout number 1. And now here's Tony Perez. Perez is 1 for 2. Perez grounds out in a double plays pretty well. They're going to play the infield halfway, and they're going to try to play for 2. Force will pitch to Perez. Check to see if a strat 10. No, Morgan stays where he's at. SDG Replays joins us here for opening day at Riverfront Stadium. Force will pitch. And that's a 4-6. Strikeout 5. Got him. Struck out Perez. Second strikeout by Force. So Mike Cosgrove comes up, gives up 3 base hits. And Ken Force comes in and now gets 2 strikeouts. Here's Foster. Foster is 0 for 3 tonight. Now the infield is normal. A 4 on the dice. Morgan could definitely try to steal, but he's going to let Foster swing. Force with the pitch. 4-5. Blank. Foster swings away. 6-1. That's a ball hit to center field. That's a 10 against a righty. Foster just smacked a triple into center field. Griffey will score. Morgan will score. Foster goes to third, and the Reds have opened it up here in the bottom of the 7th and now lead 6-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! Reds fans cheers. Yay! Section 1933 groans. Blech. So the Astros bullpen, not effective. Maybe I should have left Richard in there. I don't know. Here's Dave Concepcion, the next batter, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Reds leading 6-2. Concepcion is 0 for 3. Strat roll is no longer on. Force will pitch. 1-5. That's a walk. The 14, that's too high. Concepcion will swing. 3-4. Double into center field for Concepcion. He gets his first hit of the year, and it's a double. Foster will score. Concepcion goes to second. He will hold there, and the Reds now lead 7-2. And the fans here at Riverfront are enjoying it. Steeler fans. What did you do on that, Mike? Did you actually go ahead and save that section when I said the Astros won it, and you just saved that, didn't you? I would like to mention to you something, Steeler fan, by the way, on that game. There was something that Bob B wanted me to do. I'll get after this game, I'll explain it to you. So people, don't go away yet. Concepcion on its second after the double, now 7-2 Reds. Now they're beginning to score the runs they historically did. Here's Cesar Geronimo. And they're going to leave Force in there. He may have to take one for the team. Geronimo is 1 for 2. Still 2 outs. No strat roll. Force will pitch. 4-1. That's a blank. Geronimo will swing. 5-3. Star 4. He grounds it to third, and that will do it. 4 runs for the Reds on 5 hits. And after 7, Reds in command here on opening day, 7-2. I typed it out in Notepad and ready to copy and paste. Yeah, I had a feeling you probably did that. We go to the top of the 8th. Bob Watson will lead off for Houston. Watson is 1 for 3. Nolan can pitch. Nolan is now tired. With a 5-run lead, they're going to see how far we can go. So he is tired. We'll see how far we can go. Nolan will pitch. That's a 5-4. Range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 3-1. That's a ball hit to left field. That is a 10, and that's a leadoff triple by Bob Watson. Watson gets a leadoff triple off the ballpark card. Almost had a good chance, almost had it close to a home run chance, but Watson will hold it third with a leadoff triple. And here's Cliff Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3. Reds are going to play the infield back. The run doesn't mean anything. They're going to leave Nolan out there a little longer, even though he is tired. Checking on, and there is no strat roll. The Astros, of course, are in runner safe mode. Nolan will pitch. 5-5. That's a blank. Johnson will swing. 6-2. Base hit, center field. Johnson gets a hit, and that will score Watson. He'll trot on home. RBI single by Johnson. And the Astros now get the field goal and now trail 7-3 here in the first quarter. And now the batter is Greg Gross. Gross is 1 for 3. Johnson on at first. There's still no strat roll. The infield is halfway. We'll see how long they go with Nolan. Reds bullpen is getting warmed up here. Nolan with the pitch. 5-5. That's a blank. Gross will swing. 1-4. Star 6. He flies out to center. That's out number 1. First out, and that will bring up Larry Milburn. Milburn is 0 for 3. No strat. Nolan will pitch. 3-6. That's a strikeout. 18 is too high. Milburn will swing. 5-3. Star 3. He grounds it to second. Do they turn the double play? 2-0-3. Shortstop Concepcion -1 at 2. 1-2, they'll turn it. No. Johnson will be thrown out at second easily. His base running rating is a 1, but Milburn beats the throw. There are now 2 outs. So on the fielder's choice, and the batter now is Roger Metzger. Metzger is 0 for 2. Milburn on it first. Nolan trying to stay in there and keep us staying as long as he can. 3-1, strikeout, 12. Got him, struck him out. Metzger 11 plus 1 is 12. He got him. A strikeout by Nolan. That's his 4th, and the inning is over. 1 run, 2 hits for the Astros, but it's now 7-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Gary Nolan is due to lead off for the Reds. We're going to see a pinch hitter as Nolan will be done for the game. He pitched beautifully, pretty well actually. He gave up 3 runs. His ERA is 3.46, so he did his job. So we'll see a pinch hitter against the Astro pitcher. Force is not going to stay out there. It is the 8th inning, so we'll bring in the pitcher with a batter with the most at bats. And it's a tie, and that's actually going to be Doug Flynn. So here's Doug Flynn for the Reds. He'll come on and pinch hit. Forsh is going to leave the game. He is done. Astros will bring in a new pitcher. And with the game a 4-run lead, they would like to at least get something out of it. And coming on to pitch for the Astros will be Tom Griffin. 9-6, a 4.10 ERA. Started and relieved that year. Tom Griffin will pitch to Doug Flynn, future Met. Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-3 Reds. Griffin with the pitch, 3-2. That's a walk chance. The 11 is high. Flynn will swing. That's a 1-2, and he grounds it right back to Griffin, and that's out number 1. Tosses it over to first. Timeout on the field for a moment. All right. Now the batter is Pete Rose. Rose is 1 for 4. Got a single his last time up. Here's the pitch from Griffin, and that's a 5-6. And against the lefty switch, that's a blank. Rose will swing 6-5, and he flies out to right. So that's the second out. And now here's Ken Griffey. Griffey is definitely the star of this game tonight. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a homer. Griffin will go ahead and pitch to Griffey. That's a 6-3. That is a home run question mark. Griffey a lefty, a 1 to 4. The 6 is too high. Griffey will swing though, 6-4, and this time he grounds out to short, and it's a 1-2-3 inning on the Reds. After 8, the Reds lead it 7-3. Will we see some ninth inning magic? Could we have some ninth inning magic to start off the season on opening day? Reds lead 7-3, top of the ninth. Tom Griffin coming out. The pitcher was due to bat first. And we'll see what the Reds want to do. Let's see here. Astros are going to go ahead and bring in Leon Roberts to bat. He'll pinch hit for the pitcher. Reds are going to go and bring in a pitcher themselves here, of course. And it's right switch right. You got a 4-run lead. I really don't think you need to bring in Eastwick. I don't think you bring him in, but you could bring in Pedro Borbon, and that's who they will do. So coming on to pitch for the Reds will be Pedro Borbon. 4 wins, 3 losses, 8 saves, a 3.35 ERA. Not a save situation, but Borbon had a lot of relief appearances. He had 68 of them in 76. So we'll bring him in to try to close this game off for the Reds. 7-3. Remember, 10-minute ticker coming up. Reds 7, Astros 3, Borbon with the pitch. That's a 1-3 against a righty. Base hit right up the middle. A leadoff single by Leon Roberts, who comes in for a base hit. The pitcher's spot is 3 for 4. What? Did you expect a 1-2-3 ninth inning at RGL 518? It don't matter this season. You don't get that. Roberts on it first. There's Wilbur Howard. So the Astros do get the leadoff runner on. The infield is halfway. Borbon there is no strat roll. Astros are still in runner safe mode. Borbon will pitch. 2-6. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium says 5-3. Star 5. It's a fly out to left. Out number 1. And Roberts will stay at first. And now here's Enos Cabell. Cabell is 2 for 4, having not a bad night for him and the Astros tonight. No strat. Borbon will pitch. And that's a 6-1 error on a grounder. Cabell will swing. And that's a 3-6, and against a righty, it's a base hit past third. That's a single. There is no grounder error on S-roll on infield hits. So it gets by him. That is a single. Roberts' base running rating's a 2. No way he gets to third, so he stops at second anyway. And the Astros have runners at first and second. That's the third hit for Cabell. And now here's Cesar Cedeno. Infield still halfway. Runners at first and second. Reds fans at Riverfront getting a little bit anxious, but they still feel that Borbon can close this game out. Cedeno 1 for 4. Roberts on at second. Cabell at first. No strat still. Borbon will pitch. 1-6, strikeout, 19 too high. Cedeno will swing, 3-1, base hit past short. It's a single for Cedeno. Roberts' base running rating is a 2. With 1 out, is still a 2. He will not score. He holds at third, and the bases are loaded. The tying run is coming to the plate. Now the fans here are really worried. And the batter is Bob Watson. And yes, he can hit 1 out. And they're going to feel that Bourbon is not it. Now it's a save situation. And now they will bring in Raleigh Eastwick. Raleigh Eastwick was their closer and one of the best closers of that year for any team. Raleigh Eastwick, 11 wins, 5 losses, 26 saves, a 2.09 ERA. Raleigh Eastwick now coming in to try to close this game out. 1 out. The infield, they're going to play for 2. The runner at third doesn't mean anything. Watson has a double play rating of 3, plus 1 is a 4. They're going to try to play for 2 here and try to close this game out. Fans at Riverfront Stadium on their feet. Bases loaded. Top of the 9th, 7-3. Just what you'd expect at RJL 518. Watson is 2 for 4, has a single and a triple. Still no strat roll. Runner safe will still being used unless there's a chance to score. Then I make the call. Cliff Johnson on deck. Pitch from Eastwick. 3-2. That's a blank. He's not tired. Watson does get to swing. 4-1. Base hit to center field. It's a single for Watson. Roberts does come in to score. Cabell's base running rating is a 4. A single is hit to center. -1 is a 3. And center fielder Geronimo has no arm. It'd be a 1-3 for him to try to score. They're going to hold him. I will not send him. And the bases are loaded still, and it's now 7-4. And now the go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Cliff Johnson, and he can hit a home run. Fans here at Riverfront can't believe it. Now 7-4, a base hit by Watson brings in a run as I decide not to send the runner. Johnson is 2 for 4 tonight. They're going to go talk to Eastwick a minute here. Still 1 out. 7-4. Eastwick ready to pitch. There's still no strat roll. And here we go. Eastwick will pitch. And that's a 4-4 against a righty. That's a blank. Johnson gets to swing. 4-1, and he grounds it to short. Could this be it? 4 plus 1 is, the infield is halfway. 4, 5, 6. Second baseman is Morgan. He has no arm adjustment. It's an automatic 6, and it will do it. Grounded to Concepcion. Throws to Morgan. Pumps once. Pumps twice. Throws to first. That's your game. Reds get the double play and beat the Astros tonight 7-4. On the 6-4-3 double play. But they made it interesting. 1 run on 4 hits for the Astros. As the Reds do get the win and go to 1-0 on the season. And the Astros will fall to 0-1. Oh, and I know Brandon Baker says this one belongs to the Reds. 10-minute ticker coming up. Don't go away. We'll be right back in timeout for 10-minute ticker. And the final line score, of course. For the Cincinnati Reds, 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For the Astros, 4 runs on 14 hits and 1 error. Gary Nolan does pick up the win. J.R. Richard takes a tough loss. Raleigh Eastwick will get the save for this game. There was a total of 26 hits in this ball game historically. We had 24 tonight. If anyone tells me inside pitch is not really close to realism, they don't know what they're talking about. The original score of the game was 11-5. We had 7-4, and there was 24 hits. The original game had 4 errors. We had 1. Good enough for me. So a victory for the Reds tonight. And now it's time to show you 10-minute ticker. Brought to you by FastScore Baseball from Replay. Now, for those of you who don't know what FastScore Baseball is, this is available from Replay Sports, and the link for FastScore, of course, is in my comments, as you can check. Each team for the season is rated by a certain meta numbers. The higher the number, the better. The lower the number, the worse. And, of course, a lower number in defense is bad as well, as you can see here. FastScore Baseball does something very simple. They go ahead and put the entire schedule available with the pitchers and automatically rated for the pitchers that pitched that year. I don't have to do anything. With the quick results charts, I had to create my own schedule thing and everything. That just took too much time. FastScore, print, plug, and play, and that's it. The Reds win this game 7-4, so they take the win there. And now we roll to see how the rest of the league did. There was only one other, and yes, the 1976, and every chart for every season is different. None of the charts are the same. There is differences in charts. So every chart is different. It's not the same. If you look at the 1976 chart compared to the 1985 chart, there is definitely differences due to maybe offense or pitching or anything else like that. And there's still something I want to tell you guys, too, about that last game of the World Series that we played in 85 that Bob B brought up. I'll explain it to you in a second. First off, we already know that the other game that was played, there was only one other game played on the 8th of April, and that was the Yankees taking on Milwaukee. Catfish Hunter went up against Jim Slayton. So what we do is we roll 2 dice, and we go by the rating. The first rating is for the visiting team. The second rating is for the home team. The lower the rating, the better the pitcher. The better the pitcher, but the higher the rating, the more offense. So even though Jim Slayton had a 7, was actually the better pitcher between these two, historically in this game, the Yankees had a better chance of winning. So what we do is we first roll for the 13 to see where the Yankees are at. This is the Yankees right here at 13. And that is a 31. And on 13, the Yankees score 4 runs. The Brewers have 7. So now we go to 7 and see if the Brewers can outscore them. That is a 56, and they will. 56, they get 5. So already the Brewers beat the Yankees in the opening day in that. The reason why I do it this way, I don't use computer or anything like that. You see the season unfold here on the desk. So we already know the Yankees lose this game to the Brewers here. So the Yankees are going to start with an 0-1 season. Now we move on to the 9th. As I said, we play 2 games per 1 day of baseball. So we'll play a game on the 8th, 10th, 12th, and 14th. But on the final 2 weeks of the season, I play every day of that last 2 weeks because of playoffs. Now let's take a look at the 9th. We have the Boston Red Sox taking on Baltimore. This is a good game. Fergie Jenkins versus Jim Palmer. Too bad we missed that, but we'll see other games. Will be other great games coming up. The Red Sox have a 7. And that is a 61, and that's good. That's 6 runs for the Red Sox. Jim Palmer has an 8. The Orioles, a 12 is not going to cut it. That is a 0. Boston shuts out the O's. Oakland and California, the A's have a 5. The swinging A's have a 5, 44, and that is 3. Frank Tanana The Angels have a 3, a 12. That's not going to do it. That's a 0. Oakland shuts out California 3-0. Kansas City at the White Sox. Kansas City has an 11, 42, and that is 4 runs for the Royals. The White Sox have a 9, 36, and that is 4 runs for the White Sox. So we have a tie game. Now we go to this chart, and we go by the clutch. So we have extra innings. Kansas City has a 4. Kansas City has a 0 for a clutch. So that's a 5 for the Royals. The White Sox have a 2. That means they add 2 to the dice. So a 3 will win it, because if it's a tie, the home team wins the game. So a 3 or higher, the White Sox win this game in extras, and they do not. So the Royals will win it, and that means that one is taken away. So Kansas City beats the White Sox. Minnesota against the Rangers. Burt Blyleven against Gaylord Perry. Twins have an 11. We go back to the main score. That's a 16. That's not that great. That's only going to be 2 runs for the Twins. Gaylord Perry with a 7. The Rangers in a 7. 44, that should win it, and it does, and they win that game 4-2. Steve Rogers taking on the franchise, the Mets. The Expos have a 0 with Steve Rogers. Tom Seaver makes the Mets as an 8. I should mention, by the way, although the Cincinnati Reds had the best hitting team in baseball, can you guess who was the best pitching team in baseball? That's right, people. It was the Mets. They had the lowest ERA of the entire league. Of course, when you have Seaver, Kuzman, and Matlack, all 3 of those 3 starters all had ERAs under 3. The Mets had the best pitching staff in baseball in 1976. They just couldn't hit. Rogers a 0, 42. And that is going to be 2 runs for the Expos. Can the Mets get a win? They have an 8. They get a 45, and yes, my Mets get the win, and they win that opening day for them 4-2. Atlanta taking on the Padres. Carl Morton against Randy Jones, 20-game winner here. Morton, let's see, the Braves are a 5, 34, and they get 2 runs. Randy Jones an 11 with the Giants, and he gets 16. Ooh, is that going to be enough? 2 runs. It's going to be a tie. We go to extras. Atlanta has a clutch of 0. They get a 1. San Francisco a clutch of 2. They get it, and they will win. So San Francisco will win that game 3-2 in extras. Cubs taking on the Cardinals. Ray Burris against Lynn McLaughlin. Cubs have a 10. And that is a 24, and they get 2 runs. Low-scoring day so far. And the Cardinals have a 9. And that is 44, and they get 4. And the Cardinals will beat the Cubs 4-2. Yeah, 76 was a fugly year for the Cubs. Rick Monday and Bill Madlock. Yes, they were. Absolutely. And that is your 10-minute ticker for tonight. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Before you guys leave, I want to mention something from that last game of the World Series. Extra game was for San Diego and Atlanta. Never did San Francisco versus LA. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, that's right. San Francisco and Atlanta. San Diego. The extra game was for San Diego and Atlanta. Never did San Francisco versus LA. That's right. You're absolutely right. I did not do San Francisco LA versus. You're right. So that's a 3 there. So I don't know what I did there. So yes, that's correct. Thank you very much there, Baseball Demos, for checking. I got to do the Dodgers and the Giants. Don Sutton against John Montefiusco. Get a little tricky. I'm going to have to make a ruler or something like that. Don Sutton is a 6. That's a 13, and that is 0 for the Dodgers. John Montefiusco is a 5 for the Giants, a 15, And that is going to be a 1. Wow. Wow. San Francisco beats the Dodgers 1-0. Thank you very much, Baseball Demos. Thank you very much. I didn't do that. So San Francisco beats the Dodgers 1-0 as the Dodgers start off with the season 0-1. From the last game I played, Bob B in the chat was mentioning that remember we had Denny Walling was about to go ahead and hit the winning double, and he said I should walk him and bring in and let the next pitch come out. If you guys want to go ahead and check that video, you'll notice it wouldn't have made a difference. Just want to mention, if you ever go back and check it, it would not have made a difference if I had walked him and then brought in the next batter was Mark Bailey. He was the catcher, and he was going to go ahead and bat. Okay, if I had walked, if I had done what Bob B said to do and walked the extra batter and walked the batter bases loaded, it wouldn't have made a difference. If you check the video, you'll find out. But if you take a look at the card for Denny Walling and then take a look at the card for Mark Bailey and remember what the final roll was, it wouldn't have mattered. I just want to say that. Anyway, that's it here for opening day. We are underway for 1976. Tomorrow we'll have the New York Yankees taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. It'll be Ed Figueroa versus Bill Travis. For Bill Travis, yeah, I know, Steeler fan. It's all right. I just wanted to make a suggestion because he got, I don't know if he was serious or not. And if Bob B, if you watch this, I'm not trying to state anything. I'm just saying that I wanted to double check something and see if I made a mistake. And I noticed I didn't. It wouldn't have mattered. So the Yankees will play the Brewers tomorrow. Figueroa against Bill Travers. That'll be tomorrow's game for 76 Inside Pitch. As we will go ahead and as we'll get further into this season, this is going to be a lot of fun. Tribe fan, Steeler fan, Baseball Demos, Bears Den, MP Fox, Brandon Baker, Badger and Bournemouth fan, Try STG Replays, Mike Martin, Bob's Tabletop Sports, Sports Time Machine, Jack Dawson. Thank you all for joining me today. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Be most appreciated. Subscribe if you've not done so. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's only the beginning, and who knows how these games are going to go. Reds over the Astros on opening day, 7-4. Have a good night tonight, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.